Hey, art lovers. Welcome to Art Conspiracy. I'm Amy, and I'm so glad you're here. Um, I wanted to share with you my big adventure today. I had the good fortune to be able to go out in the world and paint today. I know not everybody can do that right now, but I safely went out. I had my mask and I kept my distance, and I went to one of my favorite places in the world. It's a temple called Wat Ched Yod in Chiang Mai, here where I live. And I'm going to show you. I took a little short video to share with you, show you this amazing place. And here it is. This is only 22 seconds, but give you an idea. Beautiful day. Those sculptures on the right are snakes. Snakes are like the spirit animal of this particular temple. So this is the side of the building that I usually paint. Just an amazing structure, very, very old. I'll put a link to the Wikipedia page for the temple in the comments. I have been to this temple many, many times. In fact, I used to live close by. Sometimes I'd take my computer and just go sit down there, and what an office space. So I feel so fortunate. And I've done many versions. I don't even know how many. Sometimes you have to take multiple runs at something before you can get it. Or you solve certain problems and then you get better, and your problems change. You're trying to do something more sophisticated. But I've done many versions. I'll show you a couple. This is the main temple face. There's four sides, obviously. What you're looking at are these beautiful high relief sculptures on the side of the buildings that represent dancers. They're female figures and they're beautiful. And I wonder if I can. I don't think I can zoom in, but this building is super old and falling apart. And some of these figures, their heads are missing and their arms are missing, and some they're completely missing. Like this square right here, if you see my cursor, there's no figure left at all. And this one you can't really see, but it's a little, like one brick is left, and that's all that's left of the head. But this is an amazing temple, and I've made multiple runs at this. This one I did a few years ago. It's mixed media, and I gave it my best. Here's another watercolor version. Again, just taking a run at it. And then here's another one. So we're going to deal with this side of it. I'm actually going to do a little drawing lesson, and I'm going to do a little painting. I don't know so much of a lesson, but I'm going to share with you how I'm going to finish the piece that I did today. So let's just talk about this for a second. Honestly, the most important thing right off the bat is fitting it on your paper. So if you're looking at a structure like this, I'd say, okay, is it wider than it is tall, or how do I want to fit this on my paper? And it turns out that it is wider than it is tall. So you could do a horizontal format, but let's just assume that we're going to do a vertical format. But the first thing I do is I say, how big is the whole top half versus the bottom half? And it's about the same, to tell you the truth. And it depends on where you are. If you're closer you are, the higher up the towers are, the more perspective there is. But let's say that it's perfectly right in the middle. So then I put the top, I can't go past here, and then I get the biggest structure. And then I might get the smaller one over here. It's very crude. I'm drawing with my finger on a mouse pad, so I don't want to hear any complaints. But this is just the main part. And let's say there's another part that's going off, and I'm just going to fit this part on. And then again, if I want to suggest the squares of architecture inside, really crude, but you get the idea. So I get everything to fit that I want to fit. That's the most important thing to do. So that's a little mini drawing lesson. And let's see, I think I have one more slide. Let's see. Okay, So here's what I did today. On the left is the view. It's actually the opposite side of the building. What I loved about this, and the photo doesn't do it justice, but the sky was perfectly white. There weren't even any clouds when I got there. And this was this dark silhouette. And you can see there's a little bit of a sculpture here. You can see the dancer. Here's one that's gone. Here's one. Anyway, this was the view that I picked, a different view today. I've done multiple. And this on the right is just my beginning. And I just wanted to show you, because the building is in such wonderful, beautiful decay, I start with a very light brush and I kind of almost dab the paint lightly around the composition and make sure that everything is going to fit before I get in there and, really get some paint on there. But I want to tell you, if you've seen me paint, I sort of am kind of aggressive and take a lot of chances. And when I'm at these temples, I don't know what it is. The birds are singing, it's super quiet, and you don't even want to talk in a loud voice because it's a sacred place for people. And I just get into more of a zen, and I paint differently. I'm responding to the environment, and I slow down, and picking that paint up slowly and putting it down. So anyway, it's a different process. And I think as artists, we do work differently depending on where we are, on the mood that we're in. And that's why it's really great to have multiple pieces going on at once. I do in my studio. I have a lot of different pieces in progress because there's something there for whatever mood I'm in. If I'm contemplative, or if I want to start something new and take a lot of chances, or if I have to finish something, which is the hardest stage of painting for me, that finish when you're afraid to wreck something, which is kind of where I am with the piece that I'm going to finish with you today. So let me cue that up and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Learned a lot of things today. One of the things I learned is that this is the limit to how high my tripod can go. I can't see the whole painting at once, so I'll scoot it up and down for you. You can see I did quite a bit more from that initial beginning that I showed you. Let me tell you what some of these issues are for me. I like the starkness of the silhouette against that very, very light sky. And when I added the suggestion of trees over here, then I started to feel like I needed to do something up there and not just leave it white. So I'm going to add a sky. This feels like there's a little bit too much white, so I'm going to put some more color in there. I may tweak this a little bit more so that it looks like the relief sculpture. It's there if you know this building and you see it, there's enough. But if you didn't know the building, you probably would never get that this was actually a statue. So I might do more with that. I'm not sure. But here's the thing I really want to share with you. This is a blooper, a watercolor blooper. Actually, it wasn't quite dry, or I'm not sure what happened, but I stuck it in my pad and shut the lid. And when I opened it up, I had this big green booger. So I'm not going to panic. But what I've decided to do, there's multiple ways to fix something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more green coming in, like there's green coming down from somewhere, plantness. And then I have less sky to deal with also. So that's my plan. Sticking to it. Not quite sure how it's all going to work out. So, okay. Okay. I want to use a nice neutral green to begin with, and get more intense if necessary. So I'm picking sort of an olive green, and I'm just going to dapple, plantness. And here's a little painting tip. If you're worried about this, making the same green as you have down here, let's say it's a mix, don't worry about it. If get in the ballpark and then take some of that green and put it elsewhere in the painting, and it'll fit right in and it won't look like a mistake. So I never worry about matching the exact color. I I just know that it'll play into the harmony. So now my mistake, or that blooper, is history, baby. These are coming down from who knows where. We don't question. And it's great because this like puddling that's happening, I'm like sort of dabbling. It just looks like plants. So much fun. Here we go. Good, good. I'm happy. That was easy. Maybe I'll put some more green in here. Get rid of some of that white. Or excuse me, some of the white. And then also find a little buff. Mix in my dirty tray. Just get rid a little bit more of the white. This is the star of the show up here. So all roads lead to my statue. Again, I'm using my residue to soften my colors, test them. This comes up. I want to darken a little bit going up to my lady. Good. Good, 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 good. Just a little bit more extreme. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to tackle is the sky. And I had to think about what kind of blue I wanted to use. I saw something else. Make that a little bit less obnoxious. Okay, and ta-da! Check it out. I got my handy dandy color sheet that I made, which is always great when you're thinking about which blue to use. You get more comfortable and more familiar with your colors, but it's really great to have these little cheat sheets or test sheets ready. Now, the truth is the blue, I want to pick the blue based on this orange because orange and blue are the complements. And so this is really going to pop out. So I want a strong blue to rival this orange, which is cloth wrapped around the base of the temple, by the way. It's a beautiful, big piece of cloth. So I'm going to go with like a Prussian blue, which is a pretty intense blue. So I already have a puddle of it made right here. And I want it to be darkest next to the lighter part, of the Ched. This is the Wat Ched Yod. So I'm going in. Oh! I want it to be pretty light. So I made it fairly watery. Working out, working out. I definitely want it soft at the top. Okay, oh yeah, this is good, this is good. Now my brush like hardly has anything on it at this point. Don't get too close to my green. It's gonna run. Maybe there's a little blue showing through. Oh yeah. Good. I have a little tiny white aura that I can just push that water against there. I'm looking if there's any like lines being made. The water's moving and changing on me. Along there, oh yeah. Now it looks strong, but not compared to that orange, I'll tell you that much. I'll take a picture of this and try to post it so you can see the whole thing. You can only see half, 2/3 at a time. Okay, that's good. I think that's it. Okay, so I think that's a wrap. I just realized that my rat, Tina Turner, is showing up in the video. I didn't know she was here. She's paper. Don't worry, but that's a whole nother story for another day. And I will definitely let you know about my rat named Tina Turner. So happy painting. Stay safe out there. Even if you can't get to your local temple or whatever, set up something inside your house and go for it. Art's good for your head. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay, take care. artconspiracy.net. See you soon. Bye.